Welcome to A Life by You guys, because you are the director of your life.
Ooh. Ooh. Is that our new slogan?
I don't know.
I don't know. We can work on it.
It sounded good right now.
I know. You sounded all official.
It comes to me every now and then.
All right, so if you caught us last time, we talked about finding your purpose.
Yes.
You know, and we touched a little bit about finding your passion. And Jen and I were just talking a moment ago. I really feel like they're two different things. I think they feed into each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I feel like they're two different things.
Yeah.
That passion can be super fleety all over the place. That's why you can love somebody one day and love somebody the next. You know what I mean? Just be,
Yep.
especially when you're young.
Yes.
And the hormones are really flowing.
Yeah.
But your purpose is a little bit more like foundational. And I think that only really shifts when you have like a big life shift, like becoming a mom or getting married or, you know,
Yes.
these really big, profound moments. But passion, that stuff changes all the time.
Constantly. Like I was telling MJ, I have a passion for handbags. I don't want to be a handbag designer. I like clothes. I have passion for it. I'm not designing clothes.
Right.
So yeah, passion is just something that you feel strongly about for a temporary time, or it could be an extended time, but you don't want to revolve your whole life around it.
I love that. Like, because even myself, like I actually love to cook. I really enjoy doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't mean I want
To be a chef.
no, or have a bit like, and it's funny. So when I was trying to build my life around my current passion, I don't know if I shared this with you,
Mm-mm.
but my family and I created a whole catering business at one point.
Oh.
And it was overwhelming as hell. We were looking for sites to open up a restaurant.
Right.
Like we had a name. I still have the website name and everything. And I was very passionate about us opening up a restaurant.
Right.
And building this catering business, and I got burned out, and it was like it was not fun anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like once I tried to make it a business, once I made it into a business, I was like, this is not fun. I just wanted to cook some good food.
This is not what I want to do.
Yeah, I wanted to, connect with my family. I don't need to do that and make it a business. Like
Right.
every passion doesn't need to be a business.
No. I mean, I went to fashion school.
Right.
Because I was like, I'm going to do fashion. And I swear they suck the life out of it. And it's like the behind the scenes of fashion, you guys, is literally like Devil Rose Prada.
Really?
Like, it is legit like that. Yeah, I studied fashion for 9 years and I lived in
my
LA,
gosh.
went to fashion
I didn't know it
school,
was that long.
all of that. So yeah, and I was like, no, this is not, I just want to buy the clothes.
I
And
just
wear
want to look
them.
cute.
Yeah. I don't care how they got to the store and how they got on the shelf and
No, and I think that's when you can realize when those moments happen, you can really realize, maybe this isn't aligned to my purpose. You know what I mean? Maybe this was just something I wanted to try, or it's a hobby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't think, again, every passion doesn't mean it needs to be a business. You could turn a passion into a business.
But that's the thing too. It's
Yeah.
like that's why you need to try things.
You gotta
You're
try.
not
Yes.
gonna know what your purpose is
No.
until you actually try something and then you feel like, oh, this gives me good vibes.
Yeah.
Then you could be like, this is my purpose.
And I think especially even when you hit a roadblock,
Oh,
you know, when you're trying to create something, a big idea or a big goal that you're trying to accomplish, and something gets in the way, because it happens, because you don't know everything, you can't do everything. And then when you decide, you know what, I can figure out a way around this, or I can hire someone to help me or whatever, I think that's like a trigger to say, this is more aligned to my purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to something I'm just trying out right now.
Yeah, because when I wanted to, I was like, I want to be an influencer. I want to share what I've learned. I want to share how to manifest and get love. And I was like, oh, but then I have to set the camera up and the lighting up and I was like, oh no. And then I got to figure out what to do every day and what do these people want to see from me every day. And I was like, I need to hire somebody. And then MJ comes in and she's like, this is what we need to do.
And it's work.
It's a lot.
It's work. And, being an influencer for me, I think has definitely gotten me closer to my purpose. But it's funny, I'm not as passionate about it as I used to be. Like, I want to influence in a whole different way now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's shifting closer, I think, to my alignment.
Right.
But recognizing I can let go certain activities and things to get me closer. So I've mentioned this during the purpose episode. I used to beat myself up about changing my mind. And we talked about this a little bit. You know, as humans, that's really our superpower. You know, that's really what makes us different from other animals and other species. So why do we beat ourselves up about this? When really that's what human is really being, you know, to love, to have these emotions, to experience.
It's
you know?
about, that's all life is about. And it's good experiences and bad experiences. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's all part of the human experience.
Yeah.
So, and it's not all about love, or we came here to learn how to love. Where we come from is pure love. We came here to experience some shitty stuff, some painful stuff, and it's not all love and rainbows, which we've been taught. Oh, we're coming here to learn unconditional love, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. It's a lie. Okay.
I feel like we need to have an episode all about that.
Yeah. So don't beat yourself up if you're super flighty. That's what the word is, right?
Yeah.
You want to constantly change your mind. You want to do this. You want to do that.
You're just being human.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just doing what's natural to us in a lot of ways. And granted, there's good to be consistent in things. I think it's good to be consistent in your self-care. It's good to be consistent in your wellness. You know, and having those routines that's going to nourish you and motivate you to get you closer to where you want to go. So please don't knock any of those things by any means.
No, yeah.
But if you...
Yeah, don't go out and experiment with drugs. Don't let that be my message.
Right. I think it's important to experiment and to play and have fun and to not neglect that.
Yeah.
But I think it's also... what's the word? Don't beat yourself up for wanting to try new things. Yeah. That, you know, you might be 50 years old and you say, I've seen it.
Back to school.
I want to go back to school. You know,
I'm going back to school. I'm 46 years old. I'm going back to school.
Right. I mean, it is never too late to rewrite your story. And I've done that so many times.
It's not even rewriting the story. It's just
the
adding
story.
The next chapter.
I agree. And that's the other thing. Like and I think that just allows you to step closer into your authentic and higher self. You know what I mean? That's an invitation to become into more alignment, you know, and to have more ease in your life.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just to grow spiritually and to really become into your authentic self. That is it.
Yeah.
It is so simple.
Is it though?
Make it so complicated.
I'm like, is it though?
It is. Honestly, MJ, it is.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I think what makes it hard is the world.
And
it's the judgment. Yeah.
And we allow it.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it.
Social media will, in a heartbeat, will cancel you if they feel like you're not in alignment with what the masses,
the narrative should be,
want to hear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to step out of that storytelling and that narrative and to really step into your own power. You're going to get looked at crazy, but I encourage you to do it. I really, my family looks at me like I'm retarded. They're like, okay, whatever. Yeah, that's your thought process. Okay.
My family is always like, what you doing now? What you up to now? Where you work?
Yeah.
What you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just living life.
I'm just living
life.
And
it's created so much abundance and opportunity because I love experiencing. I love exploring. I love playing. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
Playing. And that's what I forgot how to do. And so I'm trying to tap back into that. You have to remember how to show up and play. Our kids are the best example of that.
Their imaginations are so vast.
Yes.
They see opportunity in every little thing.
Yeah.
And they experiment. And that's how that's how a child figures out, I love playing basketball. You know what I mean? And or they desire to be an artist or whatever it may be because you give them room
to play.
And
we
to
need
explore.
to give ourselves room to play and to enjoy and what really truly makes us happy and fulfills us. We need to do something every day to do that.
I agree. Yeah. So don't be upset at yourself for shifting your passion.
Yeah,
you know
having
what I mean?
multiple passions.
Or having being multi-passionate. Yeah. I say I'm multi-passionate.
Or multi-dimensional.
Or multi-dimensional.
We're multi-dimensional, so we should be multi-passionate.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're absolutely right because our bodies in itself are universes. You know what I mean?
Honey.
Like just the way we are made up is just so diverse. So again, how can you just simplify the life experience?
How can we put that in a box?
I know. No, you're absolutely right.
That's why we're going crazy. That's why this pandemic was such a big deal. It was a shift in humanity, people. And if you didn't wake up, then honey, you're going to get left behind. Okay, if you're not questioning everything right now, what's going on in the United States, what's going on in the world, what's going on in your household, what's going on in yourself, then you missed the boat.
Yeah, no. And I get it. There's power in, out of sight, out of mind.
No, there's not.
Well, I shouldn't say power. I should say there's comfort. There's comfort. Yes. That is what I meant to say. There's comfort, but I think there's a false sense of comfort.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I know for me, I know we're kind of going to something else. I know for me to be able to lean into my purpose and my passion, sometimes I got to cut off certain things coming in. And sometimes that's the world. Yes. You know what I mean? I got to go into my little cocoon in my own little space to be able to move and to make things happen, if that makes sense.
Imagine if everybody did that.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, instead of hopping on TikTok and everything else, what if we all had disconnected from every electronic? And we got back into nature.
And really find out and quiet and quieting.
And going to your quiet place. That's why meditation is so important. And I encourage everyone who listens to us to meditate. If you can meditate at least once a day for 15 minutes, it will be life-changing. But if you can do it twice a day, once in the morning and once before you go to bed, I promise you, your life will totally shift. Because the electronics and the distractions and everything that's going on in the world, it is set up to be that way, you guys.
These things have energy, have frequencies, are emitting things, you know what I mean? And they're powerful. They're extremely powerful. Yeah. So you need to separate yourself from it.
That's what I tell my daughter. I tell her, I was like, you got to put the phone down.
Yeah. So, I mean, not only is the content stimulating you, but this in itself, it's triggering. And think about it. Our ancestors didn't have something readily available to just trigger you, to take your attention. You know what I mean? And I think you're absolutely right, to get back to that human experience, to really get tuned into yourself, to really help you find that purpose, help you find that passion. You got to turn things off.
You have to disconnect.
You got to disconnect.
There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
And if you think you can, and you could listen to MJ and I, and you could do our, podcasts and our YouTubes, but you have to disconnect at some point throughout your day, and you have to go inwards, and you need to ask your higher self, your God, your spirit guides, whatever it is you choose to believe.
Agreed.
I am on this mission. I want to find my purpose. I want to know what fulfills me. These are the questions that you should be asking every single morning until you get those answers. So that's the prayer, right? Okay. And the meditation is receiving the answer.
No, absolutely.
I mean, it's not that hard. And here's the thing, you guys. I don't want to hear about you don't have time. Okay, because I was a single mom, working 2 jobs, and I still managed to find time to meditate. There's always time.
I think time. There's a book that I read, and I'll make sure to put it in the notes, but one thing I learned is we are time.
Yeah, we control the time.
We create time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all create whatever our concept of time is.
Right.
And so recognizing you have the power to create the time, the intention, the priority for anything is incredibly powerful. A lot of times it's based off of what's going on in your head and allowing that to take space and time, as opposed to what really should be in your head, or what you really want to do.
Phone.
Or this
as
thing.
A distraction, because you don't.
Because it could become a time suck. That could become a time suck.
100%.
Netflix could become a time suck. All these things can become a time suck. And here's the thing. I'm all for rest. I'm all for, having a moment to just kind of zone out. So I'm not knocking any of these. But you got to be very purposeful with that time. Like, this is a moment where I'm just going to, some people enjoy watching things on Netflix, or even, watching the Kardashians or watching us on YouTube. That's a time to maybe do that. That's fine. But then you got to find time to turn all this other stuff off and quiet it all off.
Yeah. It means maybe waking up an hour before, and disconnecting an hour before you go to bed.
Yep. Absolutely.
But you are creators. You're here to create.
Yes.
And to allow time to control you is crazy. I mean, it really is crazy. And we do have busy schedules. Don't get me wrong, because we pile all this stuff up on our schedule because this is what we think we're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, you have to prioritize yourself, and you have to make sure that you are getting the time to check in with yourself and to really recharge. And if you're trying to find your purpose in life, I say start with meditation. Questioning every thought, writing them down, figuring out the pattern, and do meditation.
I think journaling is also a great activity to do as well. Just putting out those thoughts on paper. Something I stepped away from doing recently. So I need to get back into practice. But I would meditate for a little bit, and then I would have like, my brain would be like unlocked, because in my meditations things would just come flowing. So I would need to write it down. So even if you're only meditating for 5 minutes or whatever, it could become this catalyst for, again, to tap back into yourself and back into whatever you're passionate about at that moment, or whatever that purpose may be. So, or your purpose is. So again, quieting things off, toning things out.
Setting your boundaries.
Yes, setting your boundaries.
Remember, you're the director. So you control all these moving pieces in your life. Nobody else.
Nope, I totally
Please
agree.
believe that.
Totally agree. What are you passionate about right now?
I am passionate about doing my metaphysical stuff, because when I started off doing my Instagram, it was to teach people how to manifest. And I know that is such a buzzword right now, and everybody's on this manifesting tip. So what I've figured out throughout this process is you're constantly manifesting, whether you choose the manifestation or you don't. And what I mean by that is everything that happens into your life, you are attracting into your life by your frequency and your energy that you're holding. Now, some people don't choose to believe that. They believe other things. Okay, fine. But there's science behind it. And I could whip that out at one time, just prove it, if you guys need it. But, so that is my passion right now. I'm diving a lot deeper into that, really understanding how the mind, how the thought process, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, the conscious mind, how they all come together to actually create my life. So that's why I decided to go to school for metaphysics, because I really wanted to get a lot deeper into it. I've been able to manifest stuff ever since I was a child. I had no idea what I was doing, and I really didn't even know what the word meant until later into my 20s. So anything in my life that I've really focused my energy on and have put my emotion behind, I've been able to create. And so that is what I'm passionate about right now, and getting that message out. So just trying to help, because I know so many people right now that are just so stuck, and they're so unhappy, and they want this and they want that. And it's like, you can have all of that. I can show you how. And so partnering up with MJ and doing a life by you is the passion right now. It's really just getting my message out there.
No, for sure. For me, I'm definitely passionate about a life by you. I'm really passionate about just helping others step into their authentic selves and finding opportunities or modes or mediums in order for them to do that. But I'm also passionate about it for myself and who I am. Who I am today and who I want to be. You know what I mean? Thinking about the future self, who I want to be. And so I know that my future self desires flow. You know what I mean?
Yes,
desires and ease and peace and room to kind of just like do whatever the fuck I want. Let's just be honest. So
that's what we all want. Unlimited funds to do what we want.
Yeah. So I'm trying, what I've been really passionate, right now I recognize specifically like with my health, about finding different ways to, I don't want to say fix it, but get into alignment, if that makes sense, for what my body needs and what my mind needs, and really recognizing things that are taking me out of alignment and not closer to that higher self, and how I envision myself looking and experiencing and feeling when I get to that next higher self. Because who I am right now was a higher self I desired. So now I have another higher self that I'm looking to achieve. And another probably sounds kind of crazy, but it makes sense to me.
But that's how you do it.
Yeah.
If you want to be a certain kind of way, you have to envision it first.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then you have to start role playing.
Yep.
That's where the acting comes into play. That's where it comes into faking it till you make it. Because if you're not a millionaire yet, it doesn't mean you can't act like you're not one.
No.
Right?
No. And so just like you said, in a sense, I'm setting the stage right now.
Yes.
So in order to do that, there's certain routines I'm starting to adopt. Yep. There's certain things I know, certain habits. There's certain things I'm no longer doing. Mm-hmm. Like I'll give you an example. I gave up coffee. I'm done with coffee. I recognized that it was creating a level of anxiousness in my body.
Okay.
And I've been doing I want to do a whole episode about cycle syncing. I don't know if you've heard about that. Cycle syncing, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, my trainer, Leah is doing my training.
All based off your cycle syncing.
Yes.
Okay, we got to talk about that.
We can have her on here too.
Yes, we should. Yeah. We should. But I've recognized certain things triggered me in a certain way. And so I'm like, I'm done with coffee. Like, I don't need it. I don't need that. I've been sleeping better. Yep. I feel like I think clearer. Yep. I feel like I'm not like on edge. I still have tea, but I've been drinking green tea, which has far more antioxidants, less acidity. Like it just feels so much more aligned to who I want to become. You know what I mean? And it feels good right now. And so I'm passionate about that right now, and just finding little ways to intertwine that into my life.
And here's another thing about passion. Mm-hmm. Because when you just said that, I'm passionate about that right now. Mm-hmm. I'm working with somebody like a life coach for myself to help me get other things in line, because we all need, as much as we know, we still need help from others.
Yep, we do.
And what she had said to me was, you have to be relentless. Mm. Relentless is just another word for passion.
Yeah, no, it is.
About who you want to be.
Yep.
Mind, body, spirit, you guys. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be relentless. Mm-hmm. You can't let anything distract you from that. So MJ saying, you know what? Coffee is taking me off of that. So now I've got to be passionate about getting coffee out of my life switching that.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with you. Whatever your passion is, be relentless about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that's going to help you elevate.
Yep.
To
Absolutely.
the next level.
It is.
I've never drank coffee because I suffer from anxiety. And so for me, I don't need the extra stimulation. My body's already on 10. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been a coffee drinker. I love tea though. So I'm with you on that.
But it's funny because I realized not that I want to fantasize about the past and who I used to be, but I'm grateful for who I used to be.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And I think about my younger self, how I was able to just keep going. And granted, my energy level is totally different. Life is different. This body, this vessel is different. But I recognize, like, I didn't need coffee. I didn't start drinking coffee till I went to college.
Right.
And having to write these papers, and I was working and going to college at the same time. So I started drinking coffee. But all that time, not until I was like 20-something, I didn't drink coffee. So it's like, why the hell?
Because we adopt these things that we think we're supposed to do.
Exactly. And it became basically a stimulant to help me keep going. But I don't need that. Mm-mm. You know, I already have so much fire in me. I don't need the additional kick. And if anything, it was contributing to the burnout I'm trying to avoid. You know what I mean? That crash. But now I just sleep so much better without it. And there's other things that obviously I'm adopting in my life and to get closer to.
Stop drinking, y'all.
Well, yeah.
Because we went out for a happy hour one night.
I just don't. It doesn't do it for me.
I was pressuring her.
It just don't do it. I still, you know what's funny?
I was like,
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? So I tried to drink a margarita. We went and Zell and I did something. I'm like, I can't drink this. I just don't. I like making mocktails.
I still drink.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But really there is. Here's the thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There is. For me, I already know it messes up my frequency levels. Alcohol does. My husband doesn't drink at all. And it's because his energy level's on a different level in itself. And so he's never really been able to drink. But I know for me, going on this path in metaphysical school, I know I shouldn't be drinking. But I still do because I like it. So that's that. I just wanted to share that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I think that, I don't know, I'm shifting.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's so funny you say that because I don't know. I definitely don't miss drinking. I don't miss drinking coffee. I don't need, the only stimulant that I only still let in my body is green tea. And I love my CBD. Oh, I've been doing CBD for years.
Well, that's why you don't drink.
It doesn't get me high. You know it don't get you high. CBD is just very...
I thought some does.
No, THC. So THC and weed will get you high. So what
does CBD do for
CBD, it's without the THC.
Uh-huh.
And basically, it can help you get more focused if you're working on something. It can suppress any anxiety, like get you really even keeled.
Okay.
And then at night, because you can take it during the day, and then at night, if you take it, it helps you go to sleep. It's not like melatonin. It's definitely.
Now, can you drink if you take CBD?
Yeah, you can drink. You can make a CBD cocktail. Yeah, I've actually done that too.
I need to. Okay, well, maybe you'll show me where you get your stuff.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I got a code.
I'm gonna try some CBD. I mean,
it won't get you high.
True transparency. The reason why I got anxiety to the level I did is because when I lived in LA, I did do drugs. And because of that, I was completely turned off by doing, I don't even like taking prescription medication now, because it had messed me up so bad. So that's why I stay so far away from, and it took me a long time to even start drinking alcohol again without it started making me feel like, am I going to have a panic attack because of this alcohol? So long story short, we'll talk about that. I'll do one by myself talking about that experience. But I'm gonna try some CBD.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's been. I started taking it during the pandemic, and it's been. I don't take as much as I used to, but I take it every day. Okay. And they say the more you take it, your body.
Or what?
I typically do a tincture oil, a few drops, like a little droplet. Okay. And yeah, that's.
Wow, there it is. There, MJ does CBD. And I drink margaritas.
Hey, find your peace. Find your peace and find your passion. Look. Yes. All right, y'all. I know we went definitely in a whole different direction, but it's all aligned. It all connects. Yeah. It all connects.
Just get out there and find your passions.
And don't be afraid to change it.
And don't be afraid to change. That's what passion is. It's changing, ebb and flow.
Shifts. Yeah. It's all part of the human experience.
Yes, indeed.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah. Take care.